Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Golden Bachelors Bay and Sunny hold hands and embrace during first public outing. The Golden Bachelor stars Barry, Bear Murden and Sunny Long looked loved up on Monday morning, making their first public appearance as a couple after he chose her during Sunday night's finale. Bear, 61, cut a dashing figure in a sharp monochromatic ensemble, featuring an unbuttoned grey blazer, matching tailored pants, and a crisp white shirt. He polished off his look with slick brown dress shoes and stylish sunglasses. Meanwhile, Sunny, 58, complemented him perfectly in a matching grey mini dress. She completed her look with cream boots and stylish wide-frame sunglasses, while her hair was styled perfectly straight. The couple appeared inseparable as they embraced, held hands and exchanged smiles as they strolled down the street. Their outing comes after Sunny revealed to social media that she and Bear had secretly been dating for 7 months. She shared a gallery of photos to social media on Monday morning, which captured her embracing and kissing the Canadian-born engineer. The pair beamed in the pictures, which Sunny captioned with some revealing words. "After 7 months of dating in secret, we can finally be public and tell the world we are happily together," the CEO wrote. It comes after Bear publicly chose Sunny during the nail-biting Golden Bachelor finale, and the couple have revealed that they are still together and kept their love alive in the months since filming on the reality show ended with a series of secret hookups. The engineer and his CEO Ladelove have met up in a series of spicy Airbnb dates. There were a few secret meetings at Airbnbs. "We had to show up at different times and sort of rush in," Sunny told Women's Day on Sunday. "We couldn't stand by the windows. I think you said it was a bit of fun sneaking around. There was a bit of excitement," she added, addressing Bear. "You know, it was a bit. His Mr. Bond. I'm his Bond girl." In a shock confession, Bear even hinted that marriage may be in their future. "We've got a lot of things to discuss," he told the publication of a possible engagement between them. Sunny confirmed that the pair have huge feelings for each other, but are taking things slowly, for now. In a truly heartwarming moment during Sunday's finale, Bear confessed his feelings to Sunny as he picked her as his final lady. "You amaze me with your resilience. You blow me away. You're a force of nature. You deserve somebody to lift you up and never clip your wings," Bear told a tearful Sunny. "When I think about the future, I can't imagine doing it without you." Sobbing, Sunny said, "For me, my dark days are gone. Bright days are here because of you. I can't wait to go on this journey with you in life." The morning air was gentle and bright, the kind of day that felt like it had been carefully chosen for a beginning. A small park cafe sat beside a quiet walking path, surrounded by trees whose leaves swayed softly in the breeze. People chatted over coffee, birds hopped across the pavement, and somewhere nearby a street musician played a mellow tune on a guitar. It was here that Bear and Sunny arrived for their first public outing after the whirlwind of attention that followed their time on The Golden Bachelor. They had spent weeks adjusting to their new reality. Cameras had disappeared, interviews had slowed down, and for the first time in a long while, there were simply two people deciding how to spend a Saturday morning. Bear arrived first. He stood near the cafe entrance, hands in his jacket pockets, glancing around with a mixture of curiosity and nervous excitement. Being recognized in public was still new to him. Every now and then someone would look twice, whisper to a friend, or offer a friendly wave. Bear smiled politely at each person. He had always been the kind of person who preferred quiet moments over attention, but he understood that the show had made people curious about his story. A few minutes later, Sunny appeared at the corner of the path. She walked slowly toward the cafe, sunlight catching in her hair as she approached. There was something warm and calm about the way she moved, as if she carried a little piece of sunshine with her everywhere she went. Bear spotted her almost immediately. His face brightened in a way that made it obvious he had been waiting for this moment. Sunny noticed him too and laughed softly when she saw how formal he looked standing there. "Were you waiting long?" she asked as she reached him. "Only long enough to realize I should have brought coffee for both of us," Bear replied. Sunny smiled. That would have been impressive. For a moment they simply stood there, both aware that people nearby had begun to notice them. A few phones lifted subtly, and whispers floated through the cafe patio. "Looks like we've been spotted," Sunny said quietly. Bay chuckled. "I suppose hiding would be difficult." Then, naturally and without much thought, he reached for her hand. Sunny didn't hesitate. Their fingers laced together easily, the gesture simple but meaningful. It wasn't dramatic or staged. It was the kind of small action that said more than words. Several people watching nearby smiled at the sight. "Ready?" Bay asked. Sunny nodded. "Ready." They walked toward the cafe patio together, hands still joined. The warmth between them seemed to soften the atmosphere around them. Even strangers who recognized them appeared respectful, allowing the pair their space while still quietly observing the moment. They found a small table beneath a striped chair for Sunny before sitting down across from her. "Public outing number 1, Sunny said with a playful grin. Bear raised his coffee cup like a toast. "To surviving it." They both laughed. For the next half hour they talked about simple things, books they had been reading, places they wanted to travel, and how strange it felt to return to normal life after the intense environment of the show. Sunny told a story about getting lost while trying to visit a small art market the week before. Bay shared how he had accidentally joined a community yoga class when he thought he was entering a bookstore. "Wait," Sunny said between laughs. "You actually stayed for the yoga class." "I didn't want to be rude." Sunny shook her head, still smiling. "You're unbelievable." As their conversation continued, the crowd around the cafe relaxed. The curiosity faded, replaced by the quiet understanding that Bay and Sunny were simply enjoying a peaceful day. After finishing their coffee, they decided to walk through the nearby park. The path curved along a small pond where ducks floated lazily across the water. Families walked dogs, children raced bicycles, and couples strolled along the shaded trail. Bear and Sunny walked side by side, still holding hands. At one point, Sunny paused near the pond railing. "This place is beautiful," she said. Bear leaned beside her, watching the ripples in the water. "It reminds me of something," he said. "What?" "That life doesn't have to be complicated to be meaningful." Sunny looked at him thoughtfully. "You've been thinking about that a lot lately, haven't you?" Bay nodded. The show was exciting, but this feels real. Sunny's expression softened. For a moment neither of them spoke. The breeze stirred the trees, and the guitar music from earlier drifted faintly through the park. Then Sunny stepped a little closer. Without hesitation, Bear wrapped his arms around her in a warm, natural embrace. It wasn't the dramatic kind of hug people see in movies. It was steady and comfortable, the kind that felt like coming home after a long journey. A couple walking past smiled quietly at the scene. Sunny rested her head lightly against Bay's shoulder for a moment before stepping back. "Well," she said with a playful sigh, "I think we survived our first public outing." Bear laughed. "Barely." They continued walking along the path, their conversation drifting between jokes and thoughtful reflections about the future. Neither of them knew exactly where their journey would lead. But as the afternoon sun filtered through the trees and their footsteps moved in easy rhythm along the trail, one thing felt clear. Sometimes the most meaningful moments weren't the ones surrounded by cameras or headlines. Sometimes they were simply two people walking together, hands joined, discovering what came next, one quiet step at a time.